Hi guys, Frank the Pest Geek here. Well, I got called in on another problem that we've been at this house now 6 months with an American cockroach problem, and um, they had to do some remodeling. They redid the entire kitchen, and they were having American roach issues before. They just bought the house. We don't know how long. Supposedly it was being lived in. No problems reported, and they started seeing a lot of American cockroaches. So they did a lot of remodeling. Bathrooms were remodeled. The entire kitchen was remodeled. This is a big home. That's 3,500 square foot home, really large. They put on a brand new roof, metal roof. So a lot of work was done. They were still seeing roaches. So I told them, when you remove the kitchen, make sure around all the pipes, all the outlets, everything that's coming through that wall, that it's completely sealed off, caulked, foamed. It doesn't matter as long as it's completely sealed, because that's how they're going to get in. And they were saying they weren't seeing any in the garage. I said the number one place they're getting through is your garage, and look at the gap underneath your door. They're sliding in underneath the door and just coming in. So they got all the remodeling done. Tech goes back out, checks it, does his normal service, doesn't see a big problem. I get a call back a month, 2 months. The guy's ready to quit. He's like, listen, I think I'm going to go back to my original spray service that I used to have at my other house, because this eco-friendly stuff isn't working. So I get involved. I come in, I said, something ain't sealed, man. You can't have American roaches in the home if everything's sealed. You told me you sealed everything behind those cabinets. So I go back in there. I'm going to show you the videos of what we found that was done afterwards, and why everything wasn't sealed. I found at least 7 places that hadn't been sealed. The solution is going to be just put dust in it. The old way of doing it is we'll just put more Delta dust in there. Keep dusting it. And where they're finding it. And one of the things that I'm fanatical about is inspection, observation, inspection. If you're observing and you're inspecting, you should find something. The problem is technicians, including mine, go into homes and they're in tech mode. They're in chemical application mode. They're not in inspection, find something. There's always something you're going to find. There's evidence. And this is what I'm harping on constantly. And yes, it happens at my company too. It happens at every company. Any company that tells me they don't have technicians that are in tech mode and not inspecting, they're full of it. Because this is constant training for me of going back in and saying, this is where you missed it. This is where you missed it. Now, to be fair, this technician has been here a little bit over a year. And 99% of the time, he gets it right. He follows the protocol. Here's the thing. If you follow the protocols, I only need to get involved 1 to 2% of the time. This is one of those where he would have never caught it unless he actively looked, because the things they had done weren't normal for construction. The holes were not where they're supposed to be. And I am talking to the technician now about showing the videos and saying, look what you need to look for. If a customer is telling you he's finding a roach in a weird cabinet, there has to be an opening. The evidence was there. The signs were there. There was a hole in the cabinet next to the cabinet that was holding the trash bin. There were none in the trash bin. We have a monitor in there, which he installed. He did the right thing. He put a monitor to see if we got any in the trash. The one next to it had the hole. You're going to see the videos. I'm going to show you the videos. And he didn't think to pull that open, and the customer opens the door, and there's a roach right there scurrying, and he catches it, and he steps on it. And I said, there has to be a hole in here. So I look up, there's the hole. Go to the other cabinet. I find poop. There has to be a hole. The gas line was run through, and they didn't seal the hole in the wall. My next thing for this house is, I'm sure that there is a plumbing problem with a stack somewhere in that. The only other solution is to do a smoke test to figure it out where the hole is, because I'm guaranteeing, this is a 50-year-old house. This house was built in, I think, in the 60s. So how much remodeling's been done to this home, and unless you know, you're looking for where is the behavior. If there's evidence in one room, the cable guys had come in, installed wiring through the wall, and left, put a nice decorative cover, and that decorative cover had a hole in it. We foam sealed it. Where was the evidence? Nymphs all over the place. So you see, folks, you really got to become, when the customer has complained for the third time. This is why I have a 3 strikes you're out policy. You got 3 chances to solve this problem. And if you can't solve it in 3 chances, I'm getting involved. I only have to get involved in 1% of the cases. They get it 99% right, or 99.99% right. I haven't been involved in a case now in over 6 weeks. So everything is about training, education, finding the problems, seeking it out. And I want you to see, I'm going to post all the videos here of everything we found after the initial was done. After I came back last time, this is my 2nd month in this home getting involved. I totally took over the case until we figure it out, because I'm not going to stop the guy for 3 hours right now. And I'm going to show him the videos so that he gets it. That they're finding it in this family room that's all the way in the back of the home, that apparently there's no openings. And you're going to see the openings on the floor, that the contractor left a gap on the drywall. And there's a gap of this material that was put up against the wall. Here's the marble, and there's this 1 inch along that entire wall. And there, in that monitor, which he had put in the right place, but if he would have gotten under there and looked, he would have seen there was this huge gap. We gotta look for the unusual stuff. The difference between me and my technician is that my technician is being trained to follow protocols while he gathers experience for 2 to 3 years, and he sees all these problems. You see, guys, there's no way you're going to put a tech out in the field after 40 hours, after a year, and he's going to be able to identify these massive problems in homes. So now, I got on it. Now I'll be back next month. Now I'll bring him back next month and says, look what you missed. Look what I missed. I missed it the first time. He did the initial on that home. He still missed a couple of spots, but that's okay. We miss it all the time, and we catch it and we fix it. Eventually we catch it and we fix it. And this is what I'm trying to teach about observation, inspections, especially on the initials, especially when a customer complains. Ask the customer, where are they seeing the problem? Don't go in and say, I know everything. I just asked them, man, where else are you seeing these? In unusual places, where else are you seeing them? And he told me everywhere he's seeing them. All of a sudden, the thresholds got fixed. All of a sudden, he now believes me when I tell him it's hole problems, because he told me he had sealed everything. And now I showed him, well, look at all the places you didn't seal when you installed these cabinets. He saw the monitors where he said, well, there are no roaches in the garage. They can't be coming through the garage. When I installed the monitors, baited monitors, all of a sudden he saw all of the roaches. We had caught 8 roaches in that garage alone. American roaches. So it's about education. You have to sometimes prove the customer. The good thing is he listened and he started acting on what I told him, and he said, well, we tried everything else. Let me listen to you and let me do it. Exclusion is IPM. Exclusion is holistic pest control. Exclusion, pest prevention. Pest proofing the home where it's sealed, where the pests can't get in, is integrated pest management. It's holistic pest management. It's organic pest management. Or pest control. This is what I'm talking about constantly. So I hope that this helps you guys seeing where we're failing. And when we fail, what we do about it. This is Frank the Pest Geek, wishing you a pestacular day.